out to Lake Mary.
Lake Mary.
And Keith was saying that his father took him, and he hadn't gone to school, but he had to sit in the tent at night while they were doing something with the cattle, like rounding them up or whatever. I thought, how could you do that? A boy like that.
They did it in those days.
Yeah.
But I wonder too the German influence.
Oh, very much so. Really, really tough.
Hard.
I was talking to Brad Nevin, who is the
Greg's cousin.
uncle.
Oh, he's a Brad too. Oh, okay.
Yeah, uncle. But he knew Wilhelmina, Henrietta, Stevens.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. No, so he knew his grandmother, and his grandmother came out. No, hang on.
Yeah, she came from Germany.
She came out on the boat when she was 6 years old.
She was the Geisler.
And a Geisler, that's right.
Yeah.
And he said she was the hardest woman ever. He didn't like her. No. And he'd have to go over to her place and help her in the garden. And she'd sit up on the, she was older. She'd sit up on the balcony or the veranda. Do this, do that, pick this up, blah blah, order, and that's exactly what Robbie would be describing about my granddad, his Uncle Bob. Yeah. Pick that up, do this, very, blah blah blah, blah.
Don't know whether Robbie or Collie ever told you this, but they had to mind the cows after school when they lived in Burnett Street, and they'd have to go down to sit up on something high and watch the cows while they fed, and then bring them back home. And I don't know how old we were, Keith was. We were at his mother's estate in Yeppoon. And we were talking about something, people swimming the Fitzroy, and he said, oh, yeah, I used to swim the Fitzroy. He said, I was supposed to be minding cows, sitting up there. Dad, had to mind the cows. He said, I'd get sick of it, so I'd get down, swim across the Fitzroy, swim back, and Keith's mother sitting there, she said, he did not. He said, I did so. She said, I'm glad I didn't know about it.
Yeah.
But he did. That's what he used to do. Well, Robbie would have probably been with him.
Well, Robbie and Keith spent a lot of time together.
Yeah, and I think they probably...
And because when Robbie actually said he must have spent a lot of time with those kids. And he said, my dad was like a big brother to him because he was a bit younger. Yeah. And Keith was a bit younger than him, maybe. Yeah. And when he used to come over, he said he used to gravitate towards Pompey because they get the easier work, and Dad would get, Dad would be getting the crappy shit. And he said one time they were supposed to be minding the horses down at Morse Creek. Yeah. No, not the horses, the cattle. The cattle. And they had a horse or something, whatever. Anyway, they were going swimming. It's hot, right? And so they're off goofing in the river, and then along comes Uncle Bob, my granddad, and they go, oh, bloody hell, where's the cattle? And the cattle are gone. And so he roars up on his horse, and he goes, where's the cattle? What are you doing? And so they're like getting frightened, and they crawl up on top of this like toilet block.
Yeah, that's probably what he was talking about.
And
to get away from him.
To get away from him. And he's on his horse, right? And he gets his whip out, and he says, what do you think you're doing? You're not, I can still get you up there. So he rears the horse up. This is according to Robbie, because Robbie was there. Well, he goes, what do you think you're doing? You don't think I can get you? He rears the horse up, and he goes, puts the whip on one side, like beside Pompey, puts the whip on the other side to Robbie, and they said, I can still get you up there. Get down, get those cattle.
And of course, he wasn't well. I remember Keith said
he
had an ulcer.
He had cancer for a long time.
He would drink it. He'd have a tin of antacid powder. He'd buy it by the case.
Yeah.
And before he got on the horse, he'd take the whole tin.
Yeah. See, he was self-medicating. He probably didn't go to the doctor.
That's why he died with the cancer.
Yeah. He should have.
But that also would have made him bad-tempered. That pain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's probably bad-tempered anyway.
But anyone who has an ulcerated whatever, if you don't have it corrected, it becomes cancer. And that's what happened with him.
Yeah, that's right. And he also had a hernia. They never treated that.
Poor old grandma had a couple, didn't she?
She had a drop wound, that poor woman.
Oh, and she used to get on with those corsets. Don't you?
This-
Oh, I'm not going to tell you one story when I got that there.
All right, I better turn it off. Oh, it's off.
No, I'm not going to even tell you it all.